Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Charles Raether, and today I wanted to talk to you about how you can get a European passport, an EU passport, within 5 years without even residing there. As you probably know, Spain recently closed its Golden Visa program, and Malta's program, which has been around quite some time, has also been closed or will close shortly as a result of ECJ ruling, the European Court of Justice, where the court said that the Maltese program violates EU law. So the really only two options remaining in Europe for Golden Visa are Greece and Portugal. Greece has certain limitations, and the timing for getting the passport is actually longer than in Portugal. And as a result, the best option right now for anybody looking to get an EU passport without having to necessarily reside in Europe is in fact Portugal. So under Portuguese law, you can acquire the passport, citizenship, you can file for it after having status there for 5 years. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Golden Visa status that you've had prior to filing for your passport. You could actually have a digital nomad. And if you had that for 5 years, that also qualifies you. But from our experience, the Golden Visa program in Portugal has been more appealing to our clients. And why is that? I think the biggest reason is that you don't have to reside in Portugal to start the process, to maintain your residency, or to even receive your citizenship. For anybody who's been to Portugal, you probably understand that having to go to Portugal for 1 week a year can hardly be called a burden that's being placed on the shoulders of investors. In addition to that, the requirements of the Golden Visa in Portugal are quite straightforward and quite advantageous for applicants. First of all, you need to participate. If you're doing the Golden Visa, you need to participate in one of the qualified activities in order to meet the requirements for the Golden Visa. Theoretically, you could invest or make a donation of as little as 250,000 euros to any kind of institution of cultural heritage or arts in Portugal. But the issue with that is it's actually a donation. You're not getting that money back. Granted, it's only 250,000 euros compared to some of the other options we'll discuss in a moment, but there is no way of getting that money back. So I would say the most popular option for getting the Golden Visa, there's also options available if you open a company, hire a certain number of people. But again, that's quite difficult without residing physically in the country. So the most realistic option is the fund option, which requires an investment in a mutual fund-like operation or fund of 500,000 euros. You don't have to put all the money in one fund. You can diversify your risks and put a little bit in various Golden Visa qualified funds, and that's usually what most clients do. The other benefit or even upside about this that many people don't know about is you can use IRA or 401k funds. So you can put your retirement money to work for you, not only creating a nest egg that will provide you financial stability in your retirement, but you can also put your 401k or IRA funds to work by actually allowing you to acquire citizenship in a very desirable location, while at the same time generating a financial return. So given the instability and the volatility in the US markets recently, these options in Portugal with the fund are looking increasingly appealing, because not only are you providing a stable financial future for yourself. Now, granted, the Portuguese market is not as dynamic as the US, but I think in these current times, people are not looking for high growth and aggressive growth, but they're looking actually for stability. And I think that's what the Portuguese market and the funds that we've worked with for our clients have shown to be their primary focus, is having a safe and reliable source of income for clients, while also providing the added benefit of acquiring residency and ultimately citizenship. So who qualifies for the Golden Visa? Obviously the main applicant who's investing the money. His or her spouse is also qualified, and any dependent children also can join the parents. Now, the good thing about how they define dependency in Portugal is it's not defined by age, unlike in the US, where once you're 21 under immigration law, you're considered an adult and have to go completely separately from your parents. In Portugal, as long as you can show that you're unmarried and financially dependent on your parents and engaged in full-time studies, then you can also qualify for the Golden Visa together with your parents. There's no age limitation. So you could be 23, 25, 27, as long as you're engaged in full-time studies and financially dependent and not married, you can go along with your parents as well. As I mentioned, the path from residency to passport is pretty straightforward. You file your application, and there are quite a lot of delays right now with the Golden Visa because of the number of applicants they have. So from the time of the original application until you get your first residency, it's probably going to take 1.5 years and possibly even 2 years. But what you need to keep in mind is that waiting time of 1.5 to 2 years counts towards your citizenship. So you're still not losing that time. It was not always like that. It was a few years ago they changed it. So that, if anything, that only adds to the appeal of this, because again, the vast majority of our clients looking at the Golden Visa for Portugal are not looking to move there right away. If they were, there's probably another option that we would probably recommend to them to pursue instead of the Golden Visa. The essence of the Golden Visa is that you acquire residency and citizenship ultimately without having to have personal presence there. And that's what makes it so appealing. So even though you might have this 1 to 2 year delay upon the initial filing, in the big picture, that only serves the needs of our clients, that you don't get your initial residency until maybe 1.5 years or 2 years from now, but that time is still counting towards you for purposes of acquiring citizenship. So to me, it's a win-win for our clients. And once you've had that residency then for 5 years, including that waiting time of the first 1.5 to 2 years, after 5 years, you're eligible to file for a passport and citizenship. So if you look over a 5-year period, you're gonna have to spend maybe 5 weeks, which again, not much of a burden, but you'll have to spend 5 weeks in Portugal. And as a result of that, you can develop a solid, strong nest egg. If you use your 401k funds or your IRA, you also create a legacy for your family where you're providing them the added benefits of having residency and even citizenship in the EU and all that provides, as well as all the other benefits of having EU residency and citizenship, meaning access to the healthcare systems, which are excellent in Portugal and many other countries in the EU, access to the other social benefits, including education there, lifestyle, safety, and security that sometimes is elusive here in the United States. If this sounds like something of interest to you, please feel free to reach out to us in the contacts below. We would be more than happy to assist you and guide you, whether it's Portugal or any other jurisdiction that we work with to help find the right fit for you and your family.